Namaste, Hamesha Khush Raho Betiya. My name is JVN Manisha Singh. Today I am teaching you quality of raw milk and for dried milks and definition and legal standards for dried milks. Let's start. The grading and quality of milk for dried milks is based on the bacterial quality of original milk, acidity of the milk, and properties of the milk concentrate used for drying and which affect the final dried product. First of all, bacterial quality of the original milk. In deep cooled milk, psychotrophic gram-negative rods can develop during prolonged storage, that is Pseudomonas. These bacteria do not survive even a mild heat treatment. Proteinases and lipases formed by these rods may survive and become incorporated into the powder. Prevention of the growth of these bacteria is possible using the refrigeration, limiting the storage time and thermalization process. Contamination and growth during storage of the thermalized milk should be avoided. Heat-resistant bacteria and bacterial spores are of great importance. They survive low pasteurization and most are not killed during evaporation and drying. Due to the concentrating, the powder contains about 10 times as many bacteria per gram as the milk immediately after preheating. A more intense pasteurization will kill the heat-resistant cocci, and in a high-quality, medium heat or high heat milk powder, only bacterial spores and microbacterium lacticum can originate from the original milk. Okay. And among the aerobic and anaerobic spore forming bacteria, Bacillus cereus and Clostridium perfringens are especially important to the powder quality. And if the reconstituted milk is to be used for cheese making, a very few low count of gas forming anaerobic spore formers may be essential. All of these bacteria are likely to originate mainly from contamination during milking. A low count of anaerobic spore formers points to a good quality silage, but the pathogenic Clostridium perfringens is likewise the total count of aerobic spore formers is not always an indication of the spore number of Bacillus cereus. This is probably is because of the contamination. This Bacillus cereus is heavier on pasture or at higher environmental temperature. Bacillus cereus can develop and sporulate in imperfectly cleaned and disinfected equipment outside the operating periods. To kill the bacterial spores, heat treatment at 90 to 110 degrees Celsius for 10 to 20 seconds is insufficient. Hence, UST treatment should be used. Usually does not originate from the silage. Through it may from the dung. Hence, a low count of anaerobic spore formers need not to be indication of the absence of the neutralization of acidity of milk. Fresh sweet milk contains no lactic acid, although mixed milk may have a titratable acidity ranging from 0.1 to 0.15% due to the milk proteins, carbon dioxide, citrates, phosphates. Neutralization refers to the practice of reducing the acidity of the fluid products. If skim milk has become acid, then neutralization slightly decreases the titratable acidity of the reconstituted product. In countries where neutralization of milk is necessary and for the neutralization of a high acid product, such as whey, food grade alkalis are used. The acidity in these cases should be reduced to a pH of 6.8, and the specific titratable acidity in this pH is dependent upon the composition of the product and the type of alkali used. Then properties of milk concentrate for drying. First of all, concentration. It is essential to evaporate milk correctly to achieve the required feed characteristics. Inappropriate evaporation can cause increased viscosity and product instability that may make further processes such as drying more difficult or even damage the product irreversibly. Then the solubility, measurement of insolubility index is usually performed on milk powder, and if it is not possible to trace the product problems with too high insolubility index by changing the drying parameters, it is recommended to perform the test on the concentrate. The amount of concentrate to be used is calculated as follows: grams concentrate equal to grams powder into 100 divided by percent TS, total solids of concentrate. Then the viscosity, the concentrate leaving the last effect of the evaporator is liquid, and the concentrate may, however, have different viscosity depending upon the composition, heat sensitivity of the proteins, and pre-treatment temperature and solid contents. Then skim milk having 48 to 50% TS total solids should have maximum viscosity of 100 centipoise at 40 degrees Celsius. For manufacture of instant products, the WP and I should be 3.5 to mg, and for high bulk density powders, the WP and I should be maximum 1.0 mg. It should not show any measurable amount of scorched particles, as well as solubility index and sieving test should show no visible insoluble particles. Then same for whole milk having the 48 to 50% total solids and should have maximum viscosity of 60 centipoise at 40 degrees Celsius. For manufacture of instant products, the WP and I should be 2.5 to 3.5 mg, and for bulk density, the WP and I should be max 1.0 mg. It should not show any measurable amount of scorched particles, as well as solubility index, and sieving test should show no visible insoluble particles. Then whey having 52% total solids should have maximum viscosity of 100 centipoise at 40 degrees Celsius. It should have more than 75% crystallized lactose with mean crystal size ranging from 30 to 50 microns. It should have maximum 25% denatured whey proteins and should not show any measurable amount of scorched particles, as well as solubility index and sieving test should show no visible insoluble particles. Hope you all are satisfied with this session. This session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. If you have any query, please mention it in our comment box. I will resolve them whenever we have a live session. Thank you so much for watching.